hematite.
Oh, hi everyone. My head's cut off, sorry. I'm gonna sit here and teach today. Well, I might come to the floor a little bit. My name is Bobbie, if you haven't been to my channel before. And I'm about to teach my Yoga for Cyclists class with my best friend Sunny. She's going to be demonstrating most of the class as I can't do it. Today's class is not a limited mobility class, so I'm sorry if you wanted a limited mobility class. You can go check out one of my other videos for that. I just figured a lot of other people were kind of sick of them, so that's why I brought Sunny here to help me. Today's class, we're going to be setting an intention for the new moon cycle. Today is a new moon, or tonight, a new moon in Leo. So we're going to get started lying on our backs in Shavasana. I gave Sunny a hematite crystal for grounding purposes. It is associated with the root chakra. So you can either have it up at your heart or just in your hand, or if you'd like to place it like lower down closer to the root chakra, you could do that too. You also don't need a hematite crystal. It's just something to help you get more grounded and centered in and give you some motivation to set your new moon intention. Alright, so lying on our backs, I'm actually going to come down and lie on my back too, but I'm going to put my legs up the wall because my foot keeps swelling up from not resting it. So don't be like me if you're injured and rest yourself. Alright, so lying on our backs in Shavasana, let the eyes close. Let the face relax. If you have a hematite crystal, you can take that into your hands and place it somewhere, either just in your hands or, like I said, near the root chakra or over the heart. And then from here, begin to deepen the breath right away. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Making the inhales as long as the exhales and the exhales as long as the inhales. Fill up the lungs completely on every inhale. Even feel the belly rise. And then empty out the lungs completely on every exhale. Feel the belly pull in towards the spine at the bottom of the exhale. Keep taking big, deep breaths just like that. Feel where the body is connected to the earth. And really let the whole entire body sink into the earth. Really let that earth hold you and know that you are safe. You can even add in your Ujjayi breath if that's in your practice by constricting the back of the throat, making a ha sound, the lips closed. Now maybe start to imagine yourself lying on a sandy shore. And with every breath in and out, visualize the tide gently washing over you and leaving you feeling cleansed. This new moon cycle is called the corn moon. And corn is an ancient source of nourishment that was vital to Native American tribes. Just as they honored it with this moon's name, Take time to honor the gifts that the universe offers you this month. Maybe use that as some inspiration to set your intention for this new moon cycle. I set my intention yesterday for the new moon cycle, and I decided that my intention was going to be to focus on healing, not only physically, not only my injury right now, but mentally by taking the steps that I need to help my mental health, and also to help other people heal whatever they need healed or whatever they need to work on through yoga mostly, and any other way that I don't know, any other thing that I might run into that I think I can help heal someone. And that doesn't have to be your intention. I'm just giving you some ideas. So really start to think of your intention. Still visualizing you're on a sandy beach with the waves washing over you as you breathe in and out. And then with your next exhale, let that intention go out into the universe. So now you are left here with your mind clear, lying, imagining yourself on a beach with the waves washing over you. Being held by the earth, you are completely safe. And then when you're ready, blink the eyes open. And then we're going to move to Bananasana. So bring the upper body to the right and the lower body, the legs, also over to the right. You can bring the arms overhead and clasp opposite elbows. Just make sure to keep the shoulders and hips grounded on the earth. Your left hip is going to want to come up and your left shoulder is going to want to come up. But keep them grounded, but also make sure you're not overexerting yourself so it shouldn't be painful. If it is, just take a step back. Send your breath into the left side body. Maybe even bring your gaze over the left shoulder. Then on an inhale, we're going to center ourselves. We'll do the other side in a little bit, but first we're going to hug the right knee in. Take a few deep breaths here. Feel the belly and leg rise with every inhale, and then lower as you exhale. Massaging the ascending colon. Then bring the right arm out to a T or a cactus shape with the palm facing up. Bring the left hand to the outside of the right leg. Take an inhale. As you exhale, twist that right leg gently over to the left side. Keep the right shoulder grounded so that right leg may not come all the way down to the ground. It probably won't, and that's okay. Still breathe into the belly as deep as you can, even though you're in a constricting movement or pose. You can bring the gaze over the right shoulder if that feels okay on your neck. Inhale through center. Then bring the right sole of the foot up, pointing up towards the sky. Either grab the back of your thigh, outside of the calf, outside of the ankle, peace fingers around the big toe, or bring the hand around the outside of the foot. If this is too much, you can also bend the bottom leg and bring the sole of the foot onto the earth. I can't really bend this leg right now, so I'm not going to do that. And to deepen that stretch, you could also bring that left knee out towards the left to get a little bit of a hip opener on the other side. Really press that right foot into the hand and the hand back into the foot. Maybe find a little movement here. And then from here, you're going to bend the left leg. Cross right ankle over left thigh. And then hug the knees towards one another. Really make sure to flex the right toes to protect the knee and ankle joint. You can bend that left knee if you want. I just can't right now. You can interlace the hands either behind the left thigh or in front of the left shin. You can even press this right knee out slightly with the elbow if you'd like to deepen the stretch. Make sure to ground through the tailbone. So try not to lift the butt up off the earth. And then from here, either bring the left sole of the foot onto the earth or lengthen out long in front of you. If you have a strap, grab your strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a belt, a tie, a rope, and you're going to put it on the ball of your foot. So, and then if you don't have any props, you can just interlace the hands or clasp the hands around anywhere on the leg. So it could be down here on the thigh, up on the calf, or maybe even peace fingers around the big toe. Having trouble putting my peace fingers around my big toe because I cut my finger yesterday, so I am falling apart. All right. From here, if you have your strap, just make sure to keep even with or without the strap, you want to keep the shoulders grounded. So try not to let them lift up off the earth. So that may mean moving the arms down the leg or the strap. Keep those right toes flexing towards the shin. Then from here, bring your right leg in or the strap, both ends, into the right hand. And then reach that right leg out towards the right. But keep the left hip grounded. So if your left hip starts to come up off the earth like this, just take a step back, lift up the right leg slightly. You can even use the elbow to keep that, to help you, give you a little bit of assist. And then inhale, move that right leg through center and just slightly over to the left. Bring that leg into the left hand or the strap into the left hand. Keep the left hip or right hip grounded and pulling downward so you start to feel a stretch in the outer right leg, the outer IT band. Mine's really burning today for some reason. Inhale to come back through center and keep the right leg lifted, but then bring the torso up towards your right knee. Using a little bit of core strength, maybe even release the arms out in front of you. Take a few deep breaths here, and then lower everything down. Reach the right leg out long, and then hug the left knee into the chest. You can have it bent like Sunny is the best way for this pose. I can't bend my knee like that right now, so I'm not going to. Take a few deep breaths here. Feel the leg and belly rise with every inhale, and then lower with every exhale, massaging the descending colon. Then bring the left arm out to a T or a cactus shape with the palm facing up. Right hand comes to the outer left thigh. Take an inhale. Exhale, gently twist that left leg over towards the right side. Keep the left shoulder grounded. So this left leg might not come all the way down, and that's okay. Maybe look over the left shoulder if that feels okay on your neck. Send the breath into the belly. Inhale to come back through center. And then make your way into half happy baby. So bend the left knee, sole of the foot reaches up towards the sky, left knee towards left elbow. Hand can be either at the back of your thigh, outer calf, outer ankle, peace fingers around big toe, or hand around the outside of the foot. Take a few deep breaths here, maybe find some movement. You can also have the right sole of the foot on the earth or opening up wide or have it lengthened out long in front of you. Whatever feels best in your body, always remember to listen to your body and take a step back if you need to. Inhale that leg through center, bend the right knee, cross left ankle over right thigh. Make sure to flex your left toes. You can stay right here, pressing that left knee out, or bring the legs in towards you. Thread the left arm through that figure 4 shape and interlace the hands either behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin. Make sure to lengthen the tailbone down towards the earth. You can even use that left elbow to gently press the left knee outwards to deepen the stretch. Make sure to keep the left foot flexed to protect your knee and ankle joint. And just breathe here, really sending the breath into that left outer hip. And then from here, lengthen the left leg up long. Grab your strap if you have it, if you're using it, and wrap it around. Bring it around the ball of the left foot. Flex those left toes. Right leg can be bent or lengthened out long. Try to engage that right leg. Also flex those right toes back towards the shin. If you're not using a strap or prop, you can just place your hands either behind the thigh, calf, peace fingers around big toe. I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to be stretching my hamstrings right now. I'm going to ask that tomorrow. So I'm just going to be very gentle with my hamstrings. Because I heard that it can pull on the bone. Those muscles can pull on that bone and cause the fracture to fracture even more. So I'm just going to be careful. Take a few more deep breaths here, really sending that breath into the back of that left leg. Shoulders are grounded on the earth. Then either bring your prop into the left hand or just the leg into the left hand and start to open it out towards the left. Keep that right hip grounded. So if it starts to come up off the earth, take a step back. Remember to keep flexing those right toes. Press that right leg down into the earth if your leg is lengthened out long. Inhale to come up through center. And then bring that left leg into the right hand or strap into the right hand and slightly let it go over towards the right side. Keep that left hip grounded and pulling downward. You can even take your thumb in your hip crease and physically move your hip downward to give you a little bit of a self-assist. Keep flexing both feet. Both legs are nice and engaged. You should feel a stretch in that outer left thigh, outer left leg, the IT band. Inhale to bring that leg through center, and then use your core to bring your forehead towards your knee. Maybe even release the hands out long. Maybe even float that right leg up off the earth. Pull the belly in towards the spine. Exhale, lower. And then bring both knees out wide. Soles of the feet up towards the sky into a full happy baby. I'm just going to do half. Maybe even find a little movement, rocking a little bit from side to side. Maybe try to straighten one leg and then the other, or maybe both legs at the same time. Lengthen the tailbone towards the earth and try to press your legs into your hands and your hands back into the legs to really open up those hips. I'm gonna let Merman's in, and then begin to rock back and forth along the spine.
Are we coming out of happy baby?
Yeah, sorry. Hug the knees in and begin to rock up and down the spine, back and forth. Come on, Merms. I'm going to sit in my chair to teach the rest of this class. Merms is going to join us and help me teach. She's a good teacher. Yes, you're a good teacher. Okay. All right, make your way to hands and knees from your rock and rolls. Bring those hands right underneath the shoulders and knees right underneath the hips. Spread the fingertips nice and wide and press into the palms to press that back heart space up. Pull the belly in towards the spine, engage your core. On an inhale, lift the heart, lift the hips, let the belly sink towards the earth. Cow pose. Exhale, round the spine. Pull that belly in towards the spine. Cat pose. Inhale to cow. Fill the lungs up completely. And then exhale, cat pose. Empty out the lungs completely. Just keep doing these movements with your own breath. Use your breath to guide your movements. Full deep inhales and full exhales to empty out the lungs. Okay. And then on your next inhale, you'll come to a neutral spine. It's just a flat tabletop position. And then step your feet back into plank pose. Reach the heels back and reach the crown of the head forward. Pull the belly in and lengthen the tailbone back. Try not to lift the hips up too high or let the hips sink down. If you need to, you can always bring your knees onto the earth. Press into the palms to lift that back heart space up towards the sky. And bring your gaze slightly out in front of you on the floor. Take a couple more deep breaths here. Feel the heat building up in your body. And then on your next exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Squeeze the elbows in towards the sides. Bring the elbows right underneath the shoulders. Forearms on the earth in front of you, into your Sphinx Pose. Press into the forearms to lift that heart space through. Lengthen the tailbone back. Press into the tops of the feet and lift the gaze. Back of the neck is nice and long. From here, you can reach the right arm back behind you and bend the right knee to come into a little bit of a quad stretch. Try to square the shoulders off to the top of the mat as best you can. Lengthen the tailbone back and send your breath into the front of that thigh, the quad. Try to squeeze the legs kind of towards one another. Don't let them splay out to the side. So take a couple more deep breaths here. And if you'd like to, you can press into the left palm to lift the left elbow up. But you don't have to. And then on an exhale, lower everything back down. Carefully release the back foot, and then we'll switch sides. So bring the left arm back behind you, bend the left knee. Try to square the shoulders off to the top of the mat. Lengthen the tailbone back. Squeeze the legs towards one another so they're not splaying out to the sides. If you'd like, you can press into the right palm to lift the right elbow up. And then exhale, lower everything back down. Carefully release the left foot. Lower the forehead towards the earth and bring the hands by the low ribs, elbows still squeezing in. Press into the tops of the feet on an inhale. Lift the head and heart, maybe even the hands, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the head, heart, maybe press into the palms to lift up a little higher. Cobra, shoulders roll down the back, elbows squeeze in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up once more, maybe coming up a little higher, full cobra. Hips are on the earth, elbows squeeze in, shoulders roll down the back. Exhale, lower. Then tuck the back toes underneath and lift the hips up to your downward facing dog. Start to pedal through the feet a little bit, just warming up your downward dog. Sway the hips a little bit from side to side. Whatever you like to do to warm your dog up, to walk your dog. And then find stillness for a moment. Reach the hips up nice and high. Oh, and if you feel like your spine is rounding forward, you can bring a deep bend into the knees to really find that length in the spine. That is your goal here in your downward dog. If you're able to straighten the legs, that's great, and the calf stretch is just a bonus. But first, you want to find that length in the spine. On an inhale, roll the body forward. Bend the knees and look forward. Step the feet to the top of the mat. Bring the feet right underneath the hips. Fold over the legs. Let the body be nice and heavy. Arms either reach down towards the earth or you can clasp opposite elbows. Maybe even shake the head a little yes and no to make sure you're not holding any tension in your neck and you're really releasing that head towards the earth. You can have as much of a bend in the knees as you need. You don't need to worry about straight legs here. Remember to listen to your body. And then when you're ready, if you've clasped opposite elbows, release the arms down. Bring a deep bend into the knees and slowly roll up through the spine. One vertebra at a time. Shoulders roll down the back, palms spin open, and the head reaches up last. Tadasana, mountain pose. Then from here, step the feet together. Big toes to touch, maybe a slight space between the heels. Bend into the knees, sink the hips towards the earth as if you're about to sit into a really tiny chair. Reach the arms up overhead, palms face one another. Utkatasana, fierce pose, chair pose. Squeeze the legs towards one another, lengthen the tailbone down, pull the belly in towards the spine and lift the heart. Take one more inhale. Exhale to fold over the legs, work towards straight legs. Inhale, halfway lift, find length in the spine. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, and step the left foot back behind you. As far back as you can, lower the back knee. You can bring a blanket underneath the knee if you need padding underneath it, or if you have sensitive knees. Make sure that right knee is right above the right ankle. So if it's coming slightly forward, you can just take your hand to step that right foot up so your foot is right underneath the ankle. From here, inhale, reach the right arm up towards the sky to a twist. You can stay right here or maybe bend that back leg and reach back for your foot for another quad stretch. Wherever you are, spin that heart open towards the sky, roll the shoulder blades down the back, and breathe. Exhale, carefully release that back foot if you had it. On an inhale, bring hands to frame the front foot first. Tuck the back toes underneath. Then lift the back knee. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, high crescent lunge. Lengthen the tailbone down, reach that heart up. From here, take an inhale, and then as you exhale, start to lower the back knee towards the earth to hover. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. And one more, I think I might have done extra. Exhale, lower, but I lost count. I'm really bad at counting. High crescent lunge. All right. Then from here, reach the left arm forward, right arm back. Yeah. Open arm twist. Maybe look back towards that back hand. Keep pulling the belly in towards the spine. Really try to twist from the navel. Try to focus on a point wherever your gaze is that's not moving to help with your balance. And keep that core engaged. Then from here, reach the right arm down the left leg, the left arm overhead, reversed revolved warrior. And then from here, spin the hands down to frame the front foot. Step the right foot back to your downward facing dog. Either stay in your downward facing dog or move through your vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, lift the heart, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And then inhale, lift the right leg up towards the sky. Bend the right knee, open up the hip. Maybe do a couple leg circles here to really get into that hip joint. Really want to open up every part of the legs today for all of the cyclists taking this class. So we're going to do a lot of hip openers, a lot of quad stretches, and even engaging the muscles in the legs a little bit. And then when you're ready, square the hips off, straighten that right leg, take an inhale. As you exhale, bring right knee towards the right tricep, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, extend that right leg back. Exhale, hug the knee into your nose, shoulders over wrists. Really engage the core. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, cross it under towards the left elbow. Inhale, reach it back. And then exhale, step that right foot through in between the hands. Ground through the back heel at about a 45-degree angle. So you're aligning both heels with one another. And then inhale, lift your arms up, warrior one. Sorry, try to square one. Oh. Yeah, so it's maybe spin two. Sorry, maybe my cueing could have been just. So spin that back heel in about 45 degrees. Lift the upper body up, arms face one another, hands face one another. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward so those hips are nice and square. Lengthen the tailbone down. Then from here, lift up onto the back heel, or the back ball of the back foot, so lift the back heel. As you exhale, you're going to step that left knee up in towards the chest. Yeah. Inhale, step it back to your high crescent. Exhale, lift that left knee up. Exhale, step it back. Or inhale, step it back. Exhale, step it up. Inhale, step back. Exhale, step forward. One last time. Inhale, step back. Exhale, step forward. Then lower the left leg to meet the right. Sink the hips down into your Utkatasana, chair pose, or fierce pose. Take one more exhale here. And then on your next inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then we'll do that all on the other side. So, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sink the hips back, chair pose, Utkatasana. Squeeze the legs towards one another. Lengthen the tailbone back, engage the core. Take an inhale, and then on your exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, find length in the spine. Exhale, plant the palms and step the right foot back behind you. Lower the back knee. Make sure that left knee is right over above the left ankle. You can have the back toes tucked under or untucked, whatever feels best in your body. On an inhale, lift the right arm up towards the sky. Or no, sorry, left arm. Yeah, left arm. So towards the sky. Sunny knows what she's doing. You can stay right here or bend the back knee and reach back for your back foot. For a little bit of quad stretch. Spin the heart open, roll the shoulder blades down the back, whichever version of the pose you took. And then carefully release the back foot if you had it. Bring both hands to frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and reach the arms up overhead, high crescent lunge. Take an inhale here, then on your exhale, you're going to bend into the back leg and bring it close to the earth as you can to hover. And then inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. I think one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale to your high crescent. And then reach the right arm forward, left arm back. Yeah. For an open arm twist. And smile. Maybe look back towards the back arm to challenge your balance a little bit. And then on an inhale, reach the left arm down the right leg, I think, and the right arm up overhead for your revolved reverse warrior. And then from here, damn it, I totally forgot. Oh yeah, bring both hands to frame the front foot, cartwheel them down, step yourself back to your downward facing dog. Either stay in your downward dog or move through your vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the heart to your upward dog or cobra. And then exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up towards the sky. Bend the left knee, open up the hip. Maybe do a couple leg circles to really get into that hip joint. I totally forgot to light my new mood candle, so I'm going to do that now. You can't smell it here, but it smells really good. And then, Sunny, you're going to straighten your back leg, square off the hips. Take an inhale. On your exhale, bring left knee towards left tricep, shoulders over wrists. Really squeeze the belly in. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, left knee to right tricep, cross it under. Inhale, extend it back. Exhale, step that left foot forward in between the hands. Ground through the back heel, but turn the toes in as best you can so they're at about a 45-degree angle. You can either align the heels with one another or have your feet on two separate planes so your feet are about hip-width distance apart. Whatever feels best in your body. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, warrior one. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward so your hips are nice and square. And really reach down through that right heel. Then from here, lift that back heel up. So you're on the ball of the foot. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring right knee into the chest. Inhale, extend it, reach back into your lunge. Exhale, step it up. Inhale, step it back. Exhale, step it up. 2 more times. Inhale, step it back. Exhale, step it up. 1 last time, step it back. Exhale, step it up. And then take an inhale. As you exhale, lower that right leg down. Bend into the knees. Sink the hips back. Utkatasana, chair pose. On your next inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. See where we're at. Okay. From here, inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Sink the hips back on an exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. On your next exhale, bring hands to heart center. Take an inhale to find length. Exhale, twist to your right. Hook that left elbow onto the outside of your right thigh. Take a peek down at the knees. Make sure your knees are aligned with one another and they're not uneven. And then when you're ready, Step that left foot back behind you. Keep this twist. It's okay if you lose your balance. Don't be hard on yourself. It's hard to do. And then from here, cartwheel the arms open to your warrior two and ground through the back heel. Sorry, so align the arch of the back foot with the heel of the front foot, warrior two. So, yeah. So you're going to ground through the back heel and then reach the one arm forward and the other one back, arms open to a T. They're lifting at the same height, shoulder height, lunge through that front knee and press that right leg outward so it's not falling in. Then from here, flip the front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. So right arm up towards the sky, left arm either travels down the left leg or wraps behind the low back for more of a shoulder opener. On an inhale, straighten that front leg. Keep yourself reversed. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, you're going to reach those right fingertips as far forward as you can so you can't reach any more, and then let that right hand fall wherever it lands. So it could be the floor, could be anywhere on the leg, or a block. Just try to keep that right side body nice and long. You don't want to bend into the side body. You want a nice long sides on both sides of the body. Trikonasana, triangle pose. And then from here, spin the left hand down to frame the front foot for now. And then you're going to walk the hands to the left side of the mat. So walk both hands over to the left. And then spin the feet. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so to make your way to a wide leg forward fold. Sorry if that was confusing. Okay. And then make sure both feet are parallel, maybe even pointed inward slightly, toes pointed inward. Fold over the legs. Let the head be nice and heavy. If the head comes really close or touches the floor, you can step the feet slightly inwards to challenge yourself a little more, or just give yourself a deeper stretch. And then when you are ready, walk the hands over to the right foot, spin those right toes forward, bring both hands to frame the front foot, so now you're in your lunge, and then step that right foot back to your downward facing dog. You can stay right here or move through your vinyasa by inhaling to plank, exhale lower, chaturanga, inhale upward or cobra, exhale downward facing dog. On an inhale, right leg lifts overhead, bend the right knee, open up the hip. You can feel free to stay right here, or maybe that right leg starts to get really heavy and fall over towards the right side of or left side of the mat. Maybe worms. You might have to move. Put her hand on your foot. If you're in your wild thing like Sunny is, you want to lift the hips up, press the hips upward, lift the heart up. And then, if you're in your wild thing, carefully make your way back to your three-legged dog with the right leg lifted. Square off the hips and straighten that back leg. On your exhale, step that right foot through in between the hands. Ground through the back heel. And spin those toes forward slightly. So you're grounding through the back heel so that it's at about a 45-degree angle. Making our way to warrior one. So reach the arms up overhead. Then from here, interlace the hands behind the low back. Inhale to lift the heart. As you exhale, fold to the inside of that front leg. Reach the arms up overhead. Humble warrior. And then from here, bring the gaze out in front of you towards the earth. You might need to step back a little bit, Sunny. We're going to step into warrior three. So lift the back heel up. It's okay if you lose your balance. Okay. It's okay if you lose your balance. And then step that back foot up about hip height. Yeah. You really engage that left leg, flex those toes so they're pointing down towards the earth. Sorry. Max is playing with the crystal. And then from here, you can release the interlace of the hands. And then step that left foot down to meet the right. Sink the hips back. Utkatasana, chair pose. On your next inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then we'll do that all on the other side. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, sink the hips back. Utkatasana, chair pose. On your next exhale, bring hands to heart center. Take an inhale to find length in the spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Hook right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Press both palms into one another to really spin that heart open. Maybe look over the left shoulder. Then you want to bring your gaze downward towards the earth so that you can balance more. Step the right foot back behind you to your twisted lunge. Then from here, you're going to ground through the back foot. Align the arch of the back foot with the heel of the front. Reach the right arm forward and use that arm to guide you up to your warrior two. Palms face the earth. Press that left knee slightly out to the left so it's not falling inward. And you can see your left big toe if you look down at it. From here, flip the front palm. Inhale, lift the left arm up, right arm either down the back leg or wraps behind the low back. Reverse warrior. On your next inhale, straighten the front leg. Keep your upper body reversed. Take an inhale, and then on your next exhale, reach those left fingertips as far forward as you can so you can't reach anymore. Then let that left hand fall wherever it lands. Keep a nice long left side and right side. Spin the heart open. Maybe you bring the gaze up towards the right hand as long as that feels okay on the neck. I'm going to let her out now. All right. And then from here, bring both hands to frame the front foot at first, but then walk the hands towards the right side of the mat. Spin both feet towards the right side. So feet are parallel. Wide-legged forward fold. And fold over in between the legs. There you go. Take a few deep breaths here, really stretching out those hamstrings and the inner thighs. And then inhale to halfway lift, shoulders come underneath, or hands come underneath the shoulders. Then walk the hands over to the left side. Spin the left toes forward, lift the back heel so you're in your lunge. Step the left foot back to your downward facing dog. You can stay in your down dog or move through your vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up towards the sky. Bend the left knee, open up the hip. You can stay right here or move into your wild thing. Left leg gets really heavy and starts to fall towards the right side of your mat. Lift the hips up towards the sky. Lift the heart up. Wild thing. If you're in your wild thing, it's okay if you didn't get there. Carefully make your way back to your three-legged dog. Don't worry about doing it as gracefully as Sunny does. That pose takes a lot of work. Square off the hips and straighten that back leg. Take an inhale. As you exhale, step the left foot up in between the hands. Spin the back heel down and the toes forward so they're at about a 45-degree angle. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead, warrior one. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward so your hips are nice and square. And really ground through that back heel. Then bring the hands behind the low back, interlace them. Try to do opposite thumb on top than you did before. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, fold to the inside of your front leg. Humble warrior. Then inhale to lift the gaze up, lift the back heel up, and step that right leg up about hip height. Hips are nice and square, toes point down towards the earth. Keep that foot engaged. If you have a wall nearby you and you lose your balance, you can use it. Otherwise, bring your hands forward, either onto blocks or the floor. And then when you're ready, step the right foot forward to meet the left. Sink your hips down, lift the heart up, Utkatasana. On your next inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Then from here, step the feet about as wide as the mat, depending on how your body works. Heels point in, toes point out. On an inhale, reach the arms up overhead.
Should I do this one?
You can probably do that, maybe. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. As you exhale, bring hands together and bend into the knees. Reach the hands to heart center. Malasana, Yogi squat, garland pose. Press the arms into the legs and the legs back into the arms to really lift that heart space up. And if you have a block and you'd like to use it underneath the hips, you can place it underneath the sit bones. We're going to sit here for a couple minutes, or not a couple minutes, just a couple breaths. Sorry, we don't have that much time left. Maybe find a little movement to really get into those hip joints. And then when you're ready, you're going to make your way onto your butt with the legs out long in front of you. Then we're going to make our way onto sit on our knees, actually. So, yeah. So, sit the hips onto the heels. And then you're going to keep the knees together towards one another. But you're going to start to bring the calves to the outside of the hips. So yeah, bring the feet wide like Sunny is, and then sit the hips back down in between the feet. And you can use your hands to roll the calves out. And if this is just too uncomfortable for you, just feel free to sit on the heels or even place a block in between the feet. And you can place a block in between the feet if you're in your hero pose here. It can be a pretty intense quad stretch, especially if you have tight quads from riding bikes. But it can also be very beneficial. If it hurts the knees at all, though, just move out of the pose. Try to sit on the knees, or just take child's pose, or lie on the back. From here, you can stay sitting up tall, or maybe start to walk the hands back behind you. Maybe come onto the forearms, or maybe all the way onto the back. Just try to keep the knees squeezing in towards one another. Lengthen the tailbone down towards the knees. And try not to let the knees lift up off the earth. We're going to take a few deep breaths here. Try to relax any unnecessary tension from the face. And then inhale, start to press your way back up. If you moved onto your back. Then bring the hands in front of you to come out of it. Lift the hips carefully. And then make your way to bring your feet out in front of you. So yeah, you can bring the hips off to one side and lengthen the legs out long in front of you. Maybe give the legs a little shake. Roll the ankles around a little bit. And then flex through the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, lead with the heart. Hinge from the hips. Fold over the legs. Paschimottanasana. Forward fold. On an inhale, sit up nice and tall. And you're probably going to want to spin that way. Keep the arms lifted or reach them out in front of you, whatever you like to do. And slowly lower onto the back, really keeping that core engaged. trying to lower one vertebra at a time if possible. And then once you've made it onto your back, bend the knees to about a 90-degree angle. Knees come right over hips. Take an inhale. Arms come out to a T or cactus shape if you don't have room. Palms face the sky. Sorry. Inhale here. As you exhale, let the knees gently fall over to the left. Keep that right shoulder grounded. Maybe the gaze comes over the right shoulder if that feels okay on your neck. And if you'd like to give yourself a little self-assist, you can bring the left hand to the outer right leg. Breathe deep into the belly. Inhale, lift the knees back through center. On your exhale, gently let them fall over to the right side. Left shoulder stays grounded. Maybe the gaze comes over the left shoulder if that feels okay on your neck. Breathe into the belly. And on an inhale, bring the knees back to center. Maybe give yourself one last big hug, bringing the forehead towards the knees, engaging the core one last time. Take an inhale. Exhale through the mouth, release the legs out long in front of you, arms down by the sides, Shavasana. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath the back. Tuck the chin slightly so the back of the neck is long. Let the eyes close and let the face relax. We're going to do a little body scan, so relax the face, the forehead, the jaw. Let the eyes sink deep into their sockets. Relax the neck. Relax the shoulders. Relax the arms and the hands. Relax the belly, the hips, the legs, and the feet. And let the breath return to its normal, natural state, letting go of any breath control. Still watching your thoughts as they come into your mind, but then letting them go. Maybe coming back to that visualization of yourself on a beach, in the sand, with the waves watching over you as you breathe. Feeling grounded, connected to the earth. Bringing your mind back to that intention that you set for this new moon cycle. And I'm going to read, it's a Native American prayer for healing. Mother, sing me a song that will ease my pain. Mend broken bones, bring wholeness again. Catch my babies when they are born. Sing my death song. Teach me how to mourn. Show me the medicine of the healing herbs, the values of spirit, the way I can serve. Mother, heal my heart so that I can see the gifts of yours that can live through me. And I'm going to try to give Sunny a little bit. I wish I could do this for all my students right now. Sorry for my talking, interrupting your Shavasana. And I like to give my students normally when I teach classes in person a little bit of a head, neck, and shoulder release as long as they consent. And I have some root chakra oils, essential oils. And it's vetiver, myrrh, frankincense, grapefruit, pine, and FCO. I don't know what that is. Just gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this properly. I don't want to accidentally step on you. Alright. If you'd like to stay in your Shavasana longer, feel free to do so. But if you're ready to come out, start by deepening the breath. Bring small movements to the fingers and toes. Circle the ankles and wrists. And rock the head from side to side. Reach the arms up overhead, squeeze the legs together and reach them out long in front of you for a nice morning stretch. Then hug the knees into your chest and carefully roll over onto your left side to feel more grounded. Rest here for as long as you need. Then when you're ready, try to keep the eyes closed or a soft gaze and make your way into a comfortable cross-legged seat or a comfortable seat at the top of your mat or facing forward for sunny. Sit up nice and tall, taller than you have all day. On an inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms touch at the top. Exhale through the mouth, hands to heart center. Bow the chin towards the heart. And take a moment to thank yourself for practicing yoga today, doing something good for the body and mind, and setting your intention for the new moon. And I thank you for joining me. I hope you can bring the benefits from tonight's class onto your bikes and into the rest of your week. Bring the thumb knuckles up to the third eye space. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you had a good class. I had a lot of fun, even though I can't really do any of the poses right now. It was still really cool. I've never really taught like this before, so it was interesting. So the rest of my classes this week, Thursday, Yin and Yang at 7:30 Central Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Energizing Vinyasa, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then this class again next week at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please let me know if you have any suggestions or anything that you want to work on in any of my classes, whether it's mentally, physically, whatever. Also, if you want to let me know what intention for the new moon is that you set, I would like to know. But if you don't want to tell me, that's totally fine, and I understand. But if you do want to let me know, cool, let me know, please. You can message me on Instagram or Facebook, or write it in the comments somewhere on Instagram and Facebook or on here. Just let me know. Thank you once again. Please donate if you can. Also, forgot to say, follow Crux on Instagram and Facebook and make an appointment with them if you ever need to see a chiropractor. Thank you. Have a good night.